What's up, people of the internet? My name is Anton Suarez, and here we're looking at a webpage called winehq.org. And some of you may be wondering, what is winehq.org? Well, in my previous video, I discussed Linux Mint 17, and while I think it's very important that people can know that Windows is still important as an operating system, and a lot of programs you still need Windows to run a lot of programs. So what Wine did, and what Wine is doing currently still, is it gives you the ability to run like what it says right here, a compatible layer of running Windows applications. So Wine gives you the ability to run Windows applications in the Linux environment. So this opens a whole new opportunity of different things. So Steam can be run in a Wine environment. You can download Steam and run Steam and install games in Steam, and most games will work in a Wine environment. You can install Microsoft Office if you truly need it, and a lot of programs do work under Wine, but it is limited, somewhat limited. There is I believe, if I can navigate it properly, there is a place here where you hear the Wine application database, where it will show you, these are games right now, but it will show you what types of things what type of games and what types of programs will work under Wine. So like these are different games and programs. So is this Adobe Audition and anything? A lot of programs do work under Wine. So it is a very flushed out program, flawed out. It's very well thought, very well coded, very good program. And let's go jump into the Linux side, and I'll show you how it works. Welcome to my Linux side, which I'm very surprised I actually got to work. This is actual OBS streaming directly from Linux. So, well, this is to put it straight, I don't use Debian Linux, which is what we used in the last tutorial, which is fine, because Linux is Linux in most scenarios. In this scenario, common form is true. I will write all the commands in a text document. Well, I'll just put them in terminal anyway. So, for this, I'm running Arch Linux with a KDE and a Numix, which is a numeric icon set and all this cool little advanced stuff, which I'll go into detail in the future, in future tutorials, and make probably a different, separate kind of series on more advanced people, for more advanced Linux people, and then for more Debian and other stuff for people who are new to Linux. This kind of release is not for newcomers to Linux. So let's jump right into it. So open terminal in any which way. Let me actually just exit that because I was messing with stuff before. So let's exit that, cleared view. So what you're going to type into terminal, well, actually, let me open it the way you're probably going to see it. So let's go to system, and we'll all type in Terminator and open that up. Pop in my second. Okay, so we're going to type in, on Debian at least, sudo apt-get install, and you're going to type in Wine. Of course, that's not going to work for me because apt-get is not found, because Arch does not do that for you. You should get a whole list of downloads like we did before. Once you do that, you'll have the ability to run a .exe. So for our example here, we're going to go get a .exe from Google. So let's just open the Googles, and let's type in Audacity. A program I know that works in things. So we're going to get it not for Linux, which they do have one for Linux, but we're going to get it for Windows. So once we do this, we're going to do the installer, and then we're going to get it from a SourceForge. And so what this is showing you is that programs like .exes, which Windows uses, work in the Linux environment, which is very helpful in in a lot of situations when you need a specific program from Windows and you don't have Windows installed, or you really don't want to switch over to the Windows side. So, of course, because that's KDE being a nicely friendly person, and I didn't catch that in time. So that shouldn't happen to you. So you're going to go to your downloads, or you're going to open it from there, and let's see if I find my downloads, and you're going to just, where am I? Blind. Okay, there we go. So you're just going to double click on it like a normal .exe, and we will be presented with the installer. So let's let this load, and there we go. So right here we have the installer like you would on a Windows platform, and we're going to click continue, and it keeps next, create a desktop application, install. So what we're doing is, what it's done is it's created like a little bubble of a Windows environment. So okay, that's fine. Okay, and boom, Audacity. So this program is being run in the Windows in a Windows environment. So if I hit record, it's gonna have an error because there's no things, and you can get different drivers, and you probably could fix that into a thing. But this is the test. This actually would probably work if I actually did take the time to actually go into settings and set it up. Let's see if we actually can set something up here. So let's go into, let's see, preferences and see what we can set up here. So can we actually set up a device here? Just to say, I'm not sure if this actually works. I knew it launched, but I'm not sure if it actually works. Programs like these usually have their own version of Linux. Like, you can actually download this through the terminal, which would probably be Audacity. When you type it in, that's a very nice free way to record your voice. I use OBS, which is a screen recorder, and now my dog is barking, ruining everything. So that's pretty much it for Wine. Wine works for a lot more stuff. Like here, I have some games, and Euro Truck Simulator right here is a game that runs in Wine. So this game runs when I double click it, and it's a Windows game. It also has a Linux port, but it's a Windows.exe, which it shows that it helps you when you have, or you're in a cram. If you're in Linux and you need a Windows program, if you're in a business where you need to use like Word or Excel, you might have to use a program, and through this you can throw your installer CD in, get it recognized, and try to launch up a .exe. And there's a lot of support online where you can look up like, okay, if this, like for that Audacity didn't have any devices listed, well, there could be a fix for that. There could be different ways to fix it. And for some people it might be a lot too much effort to really do that, but it is helpful, and it does solve a lot of problems, and it does make it makes the transition from Windows a little bit more bearable to people who are newly coming to Linux. Like for Linux, a lot more programs are being brought over to Linux because it's getting so much it's been becoming so much popular in the last 10 years. A lot of programs are making Linux versions. Steam made their own Linux version. Audacity makes this a Linux version. OBS, which is still in beta, if you can see up here, you got some like Git numbers and IDs because it's not really fully released yet. So yeah. So please rate, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Linux tutorial video.